Reverend Don Lewis, coming to you from beautiful Chicago. And as you may know, every year for many years now, we have gone to the St. Louis Pagan Picnic, which I consider one of the best festivals in the country. And I strongly recommend, if you have a chance to go this coming weekend, that you do so, because it's time for a picnic again this year. This year's St. Louis Pagan Picnic will be held this coming weekend, June 9th and 10th. And you know, it's always a wonderful time, and last year was a wonderful time too. However, I would have to say that we have never had quite so many misadventures at a St. Louis Pagan Picnic. It isn't that it wasn't a great festival, but we had a lot of difficulty with our filming, not while we were doing it, but after the fact. First, lightning struck the hotel where some of our people were staying and totally destroyed the digital camera that was plugged in to charge for the night, together with all the video that was on it. Then, the remaining video, which was recorded on discs, one of the discs was damaged. I spent quite a bit of time trying to salvage as much of the video as I could, and I'm pleased to say that some of the best interviews did survive, and we're going to start bringing them to you this week leading up to the St. Louis Pagan Picnic. And in our first installment, you'll see Dan Powers and authors Joy Ward and Missa Dixon. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it, and here we go.
Hello, my name is Dan Powers.
And we're here at the 19th Annual Pagan Picnic.
Yes, we are.
What do you do here at the picnic?
I'm part of the committee that sets it all up.
And how are you feeling about this year?
Great weather today.
I think this is the best weather I've ever seen at a pagan picnic.
Close to it.
No tornadoes, no 120-degree weather.
No big major storms overnight. No one drowned out.
And you've been with the picnic how long now?
This is my 6th year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how has the picnic changed in those 6 years?
We've become a little more organized. We've gone from one of the local covens, Yarrow Coven, sponsoring the picnic, to being its own entity, St. Louis Pagan Events Incorporated. And it's truly community driven and community put on and sponsored and so forth.
Now, one of the things I think is nicest about the picnic is that there's very little, if any, drama here.
Absolutely. We do our best to keep it a totally drama-free area the entire time picnic is on. And we work real closely with the park, with the city, and everyone, you know, that needs to be, just to make sure that everyone has fun and has a safe atmosphere.
No, you do a great job.
I appreciate it.
What's your favorite part about being involved with the picnic?
Being able to, you know, truly give to the community and put on something that everyone enjoys and has fun with.
And next year will be the 20th anniversary.
Yes, it is.
Is it going to be? I'm sure there are going to be special things planned for that.
Yes, there are.
Is there anything you can talk about yet, or too early for that?
We do know. We have decided that next year the theme is going to be in regards to community and embracing the community, something along those lines. And we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's not a one-person decision, so yeah, anyone who wants to be involved with the picnic is more than welcome. You can contact myself, D. Powers at charter.net, my wife, Gyndy, Gyndee at charter.net, or you can search Yahoo groups for Pagan Picnic Planning Committee and go from there.
Wonderful.
You can also go to paganpicnic.org, and there's links that you should be able to hit to volunteer or find out more.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful rest of the day.
You too, sir.
I'm Joy Ward, co-author of Interviews from the Ark, and I've been an interviewer, human interviewer, for about 20 years, done thousands of human interviews, but this is my first set of animal interviews.
And I am Missa Dixon. I have been an animal communicator and animal translator for a very long time, and I went public about 2 years ago, and went after I met Joy, and she's like, no, we really need to get together and interview some animals and see what they tell us.
That's a really interesting thing to do. How did you get into that?
I've always had the app. It came on the Missa iPhone. And you know, we all get kind of apps sometimes where we get different things we can do, and we don't quite know why or how or why we can do these things, and I just could translate what animals were saying. And I got into this because I had helped rescue groups very much on the down low. Very, yeah, I can talk to your dog, I can do this for you, kind of thing. And my publisher, who I was already publishing with, knew Joy and me and went, no, this would probably be a good combo, because she does rescue and thought I could help with rescue.
Wonderful.
And I've been a dog writer for a long time. In fact, Paint was my first novel, which is a dog novel. And I was a blogger for Dogsters for Love of Dog blog. So I've been very tied into rescuing dogs. Well, I've been a writer for 20 years, and I've done rescue for probably about 10 years, and been around dogs for about 40 years, and dog training. So, yeah, so it was all very much a part of a piece. And when we started doing the interviews, I think we kind of had expectations, because we, as humans, we have expectations of what animals are talking about and thinking. Because, who hasn't sat there at the Disney movie and gone, oh, Pete the Penguin is saying, oh, move out of the way, Fred, that kind of thing. But when we got in there and started interviewing the animals, we were both blown away. We learned things we didn't expect to learn, and I won't ever look at anything the same again.
Absolutely, absolutely true. At being 40 years old, I was like, I pretty much knew everything. I pretty much had my life pretty together, and then we did this, and it was like taking the steering wheel, and animals' perspective, everywhere from a rat who's just all about smell, which is very simple, all the way to a gorilla who's very angry with humans and for a variety of reasons, to dogs who are sent specifically to specific people to do certain things and help.
And alpacas. We actually interviewed a service alpaca named Holly. She's a little bigger than that, but she's a little easier to carry around with us. And Holly has such great energy. She goes into Alzheimer's patients and works with them and helps raise their energy and raise their brightness. And
oh, that's very
she's
cool.
Just, we've appeared with her twice now, and she's just such a scene stealer. She's wonderful, totally wonderful.
Well, it's not every day you see an alpaca in a wheelchair.
No, absolutely not. Going after the dogs that are hurting. Because she always centers on the animals or the people that need healing. That's what she does. So we've learned just tons. We've learned where animals go in between lives. We've learned how they decide what their next lives are going to be. We've learned what they've been before.
And how that's affected their current life.
Exactly. And how it affects their humans, and how their humans affect, all of these things have just, and current climate changes, that some of them talk about that. So it's been totally life-changing. I'm a little older than 40, and I didn't think I knew everything, and now I am sure I don't know anything at this point until I've talked with animals. So
absolutely.
Very cool. Can you tell me a little bit about the different books?
Sure. Missa, you want to talk about interviews and Steampunk, the Dreams of Steam?
This is our book we wrote together, Interviews from the Ark. We interviewed like 100 animals, and we took the 33 of the sort of the big round picture we could get. Excellent book, and it is more child friendly. Some of them are short, some of them are long, some of them are heart-wrenching, and some of them are just fun. And then for Steampunk, I wrote I was helping a friend out who needed a steampunk story, and discovered that I was pretty good at writing. I could write, and I actually was the runner-up for the Darrell Award. First out ever, and my first award ever. So I was excited.
That's very good.
Very cool, very cool. And then Dragons Composed is a series of a collection of dragon stories with a lot of different people. I have one story in there that is, let me go straight, one story that is a Beagle little girl in a dragon story, which they tell me got the Awe Award for the book. But the book has also been a finalist for the U.S. Book Award. I can't take any claim for that. I just had one story. That was just a really good editor. And then Hate was my first novel, which came out a couple of years ago. It's actually Hate, A Tale of Extraterrestrial Intervention and Love Across Time and Space. And I promise you the book is longer. But it's told from the dog's point of view, a dog and his woman after climate change. And people have formed themselves into various groups based on their love of different breeds of dogs. And it was funny because when I first wrote it, I knew some of the ethology or the origin of dogs. After we wrote it, we sent it off to the world's leading canine ethologist, Vilius Cisnani, who's a Hungarian. He said he didn't really like science fiction. He liked the book, but he loved the science. And he totally agreed with the science behind it. I was totally honored. It also has a preface by William Wegman, who all the dog people know as the great dog photographer. But it's the gist of it is basically how have dogs helped us evolve and what we've evolved into. So those are the four books we've got out here today. And of course we've got other things, other places, but these are the four that we're most involved in at this time.
So if people wanted to learn more about you or to order your books, where would they go?
Our books are available everywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, better bookstores everywhere. You can order them online. They're also available on ebooks across the genre. And I have Facebook. It's just Missa Dixon, Facebook.
Same here. I'm on Facebook as Joy Ward. And my website is joyward.net. We like to keep it simple.
And mine is MissaDixon.com.
And also, 3 of the books are available through Kerlak Publishing. Kerlak, K-E-R-L-A-K Publishing.com. And in fact, one of the interview with Holly the alpaca it's on YouTube under Interviews from the Ark, the website. That's our channel there. But it's also available on the Kerlak website. We've got some more interviews that are coming up. We've got one that's been done with one of the rescued pit bulls. That's going to be on there. That was rescued by Dogs Deserve Better. And we've got a number of other ones that are going to be coming up over time. In fact, we're probably going to be taking that into an audiobook because we've had such a strong response from especially kids. Kids love to hear the chapters. And because, you know, kids kind of relate to animals better. And so when you talk about Poop Face the owl, well, they're all over that. Or the rat who wants to smell you and get to know you. They love that sort of thing. So, and so definitely, and that is definitely kid-friendly. There's very little that parents would have to be nervous about. Very, very little. Maybe one word that I can think of, and that's about it in the whole book. So.
Well, very cool.
Well, thank you so much for interviewing us, and we hope you're having a wonderful time out here in St. Louis at the Pagan Picnic, and where the weather is marvelous. And no tornadoes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
I hope you enjoyed that and that you'll join us for our continuing coverage of last year's 19th annual St. Louis Pagan Picnic.